Mr. Man Talks here. Today we're going to be talking about the HK USP 45. Stand by. So what is the HK USP 45? It's a 45 ACP caliber handgun developed in Germany. Polymer frame, hammer fired, full-size handgun. You have fixed iron sights, 3-dot white sights on this one. No loaded chamber indicator. So the accessory rail on here is an HK design. You compare it to a Glock design. Glock is almost universal now because they've sold more and they have more aftermarket support for it. So this was HK's design, and you have to have a special adapter that you'd have to purchase to be able to use this with a combination of your light, laser, or light. If you like German engineering, then you'll like this handgun. You have all your Teutonic markings right there. They love proof marks on these handguns. You can see it right here on the barrel, on the slide again. Barrel is flush at the end. You look at that. That's a nice 45 caliber hole coming out there. On the frame, you can see some front traction. The side grips, I don't know if you could hear that. It has a little bit of texture to it, a little bit rough. Back strap, same thing. Has a safety lever and your safety decocker. So hammer, you have a round in the chamber. It is now decocked. Your first pull is going to be double action. Slide reciprocates. Now you're in single action. Slide reciprocates. You want to put it in safe again. Activate it just like that. It's actually pretty simple to do that with your thumb. You don't need big hands for this handgun. Well, maybe you do. You don't need big hands for this handgun to reach the controls. Here is your slide stop, slide release right here. It's pretty beefy, as you can see, and it works well. This full-size handgun takes a 12-round magazine, metal body, polymer floor plate, could be disassembled for cleaning. And you can see where the magazine catch it releases right here. There's nothing else on because of the way that HK products have a unique magazine release on the USP. Let's take a look at that magazine release. Magazine's inserted right here. It's ambidextrous, and you could release it by pushing down with your finger. Now this is my right. I'm right-handed, so this is could be lefty or righty. Here's on the left side. All you do is press down on that. It actually works out pretty good. So when you're shooting and you're done firing, all you have to do, you don't even have to break your grip. Just come back right here, magazine release, and the magazine comes out. So it's pretty intuitive once you get to shooting it. Now, if you're used to shooting with a traditional magazine release right here, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you start shooting it, it's actually pretty quick. Yeah, there's a couple negatives. So the magazine release, if that's going to bother you, this does not bother me whatsoever. Like I said, it's ambidextrous. I actually ordered a larger magazine release online. The one that comes with the firearm is a little bit smaller, and it doesn't have the traction that I like on it. But so I bought that, installed it. You need to have the magazine release and a new pin. It's a simple swap, but it's not something that, unless you're inclined with firearms, that you would normally do. I wanted that because when I'm shooting, I want to do little modifications to it just to make sure that my handguns shoot the way I want them to do or operate that way I want to operate. A larger magazine release on this one made sense. So I did that one upgrade. I'm not going to do any more upgrades to it. So first negative, magazine release, if you're used to a normal magazine release style that we have here in the US. Second negative, obviously older model, no optic cut. If you want an optic, I'm sure you can send this off, have it milled, and attach an optic, but then you're changing the configuration of the firearm. I like to keep a lot of my firearms. I don't like the mill on slides. I'll just buy an aftermarket slide. I don't know if there's an aftermarket slide. I haven't looked, but that's the second negative. Third negative would be the price. I bought this one used. It was an old range rental. I got a good deal on it, but brand new, these things are expensive. HK is not the most consumer friendly firearm company in the world. They have relied on their history and their reputation and selling to military and police units, and they keep their firearm prices fairly high. Nothing wrong with that. But when you do invest in an HK, you're investing in the magazines, which are expensive. You're investing in the firearm, which is expensive. So this is one of two HKs that I've ever owned. I'm keeping this one. I had a USP 9mm compact, got rid of it, didn't really care for it, didn't need it. It didn't fit the role of anything that I wanted to, but I wanted something unique, so that's why I went with the 45. The 45 is actually a pretty good round and a great handgun in this platform. It's a lot of fun to shoot at the range. So yeah. Oh, there's your other positives there. So I'll cancel out the negatives with the positives. So negatives again, you don't have an optic cut. You have a different magazine release and the price. Okay, so go ahead and insert your 9mm versus 45 debate. 45 is the best or 9mm is best. I don't care. I own both. 45 caliber right here, 9mm here. You can see the differences in size. This one's a slower bullet. This one could be a faster bullet. More loads for the 9mm versus the 45. But you don't buy an HK 45 because it's a, 45. You buy it because it's an HK. You buy it because, well, I guess it could be because it's a 45, but you buy it because of nostalgia. You play a lot of video games, or if you've ever shot it, or if you're a fan of the 45 and you wanted a hammer fire polymer frame handgun, it's one of the few options that are out there for that. And I came across it at a good price, so I decided why not. I have both calibers, so it wasn't going to be like I was adding another caliber and it was going to be some sort of big problem to stock up on 45. The big problem was the magazines were expensive. Bought enough of them that now I'm pretty comfortable with what I have for that when I take it to the range. So what were my impressions at the range when I was shooting this? This handgun shot fantastic. I really enjoyed it as far as a hammer fired gun. The double action was not too bad. I don't have a trigger gauge, but that is not bad for a reset. And I was able to hit targets, drill the center of the hole, drill a hole in the center of the target, and it shot very well. I didn't have any malfunctions. I ran about 2 or 3 different types of ammunition through it from different manufacturers. They were all 230 ball ammo because that's all I really have, and I'm not going to invest in home defense style ammo for a 45. But they all fed well. All the magazines worked, no malfunctions. I did notice that when I had a two-handed grip on the gun, that the recoil impulse was not as bad when I transitioned to a one-handed hold on the handgun. You felt a lot more recoil down through the arm, through the hand. It's almost like this polymer transferred a lot of shock to my hand versus when I was holding it like this, the two-handed grip. So there was a little bit of difference. One-handed shooting is very, very much possible, obviously, but you will feel a different recoil impulse, different transfer of energy into your hand. It's not like a Glock that it kind of absorbs the polymer absorbs the recoil. The plastic on this one seems to be a little bit different, and it doesn't transfer the energy. It doesn't dampen the energy as much as I would have liked it to have dampened. This thing needs a bath. Still haven't cleaned it. I might get down in there and break it down and show you how to take it down. Take it down, break it down, take it down. Yeah, I'll do that. Maybe not. But it needs to be cleaned. There's plenty of videos out there that shows you how to take it down. It's fairly easy. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the HK USP 45? Do you own one? Have you had one? Do you prefer the other models that shoot 45? Does the price bother you? Will you not buy an HK because of the price, because of their poor, attention to consumers, the commercial market? Or do you have your HKs and you're just an HK fanboy and nothing else beats an HK and you have to have it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Share this with your friends, and I'll see you on the next one.